I'm Susan Gleaton, a registered dietitian that specializes in digestive disorders and really just anything that has to do with inflammation. And this is Lindsay. She's a client that's in my Better Digestion Blueprint Program, and she agreed to share what's happened to her ever since she started this program, because really it's just like the best way to quickly reduce inflammation and then allow your body to heal. So Lindsay, just tell us just a little bit about yourself and what your life was like before you started this program.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lindsay. I am a mother of a 12-year-old boy, a wife to a husband. Before this program, I was trying every different diet under the rainbow. I tried keto, I tried low food map, I tried low carb, high carb, no carb, the cabbage soup diet. There's every diet I've tried to try to cleanse myself. I tried juicing, and none of that was working. So I did a Facebook search looking for someone to help me with gut health, and that's how I found Susan.
Okay, well, cool. So what was going on with you, I'm assuming digestive wise, that made you seek me out?
I thought I had a healthy diet, but I was still getting bloated. So I would eat chicken and sweet potato or chicken and broccoli, and then I would just feel really bloated afterwards. So I knew that my healthy way of eating wasn't agreeing with me. So I knew it went a little deeper. So I sought you out. I looked you up on Facebook and then looked at your website and saw that that's what you specialized in. We briefly chatted. You sent me to get the test.
Okay, right. And had you gone to any other doctors or tried, anything besides diet prior to that?
I went to a asthma and allergy place first, and they told me I didn't have an allergy because nothing happened to my throat or my airways.
Okay.
I left there literally crying to my husband, telling him that I was denied. They would not test me. Then I went to a GI doctor.
Okay.
And I had an appointment for an endoscopy and a colonoscopy. And that I found that I had H. pylori.
Okay.
I did treatment for that for 2 weeks. I was great for about 72 hours, and then it all came back. I went back to the doctor, retested for H. pylori, and then they said, well, we'll just treat you as having IBS. So I did my research on IBS. I started following a low food map diet. I purchased all these foodie brand or FODdy brand products.
Yeah. I don't know how you say it.
Great. I ate that. I wrote down the serving sizes that I was allowed to eat of like watermelon, 75 grams. And I stuck to it to a T, and I still had a stomach ache.
And then that's when we talked.
Yeah.
So, so can you just you talked about you went and got the test done. So the test you got done was the MRT, the mediator release test, and it's a blood test for food sensitivities. And then maybe I would just love to hear like your side of it, how, what were your thoughts when you got those test results and we went over them, and just kind of give us a picture of that.
So I went in, I got the blood test. I got my results back relatively quickly. I feel like before I blinked my eyes, they were back. I got this little pamphlet, and it had an easy index card that said like what to stay away from. And I was kind of surprised on the things that were on there because it was my staples. It was what I ate every day. And that kind of made sense because I've had a stomach ache for over 1.5 years every day.
Yeah. What are a couple of those foods?
Sweet potato, which I used to buy. I used to buy 5 pounds a week, 5 to 10 pounds a week, and I ate up to 8 ounces a day.
Okay.
Chicken, that was a staple.
Yeah.
Beef, steak was a staple in my house. Pork, I always ate pork.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just like kind of everything you're eating. And, you know, sometimes some food sensitivity tests are really just really good food diaries, because what they're measuring is IgG, which basically is a way of telling you what you just ate. But the MRT test that you did, it's different because it's measuring a different thing. So in this instance, it was just saying that what you're eating, or not everything you're eating, but some of those things that you're eating all the time, those are causing some type of inflammatory response in you. So, so what happened after that? I know we met, and it was probably a good hour or more where we went over the foods that you could eat, and, you know, kind of designed a list for you to eat. So maybe you could kind of take us from there. What happened when you got your list? Was it hard? Was it easy? You know, how was it?
We set up a list for the first 10 to 14 days, what I would follow. So I had about 20 to 25 items that I was able to pick. And I just ate those over and over for 2 weeks, which kind of felt daunting, but I knew there was light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, right.
So I grew very accustomed to turkey and salmon. I ate that every day for 2 weeks, and I would message you and ask you while I was at the grocery store, or text you and ask you, oh, is this okay? Or is this okay? And you were pretty fast, because most of the time you would respond when I was at the grocery store.
That's great. That's great. That's what I try to do, but you know, it doesn't always happen that way. So, but that's the point. Yeah, to try to be there before you leave the store, so you don't have to go back. You know, so yeah. So I do remember a lot of those items. Well, I don't remember the exact items, but I remember a lot of those texts and stuff like that. Just kind of getting things figured out, what you can and can't eat. Excuse me. So after you started eating that list for 2 weeks, did you notice any change?
I immediately
go ahead.
I immediately noticed a change. Within 2 weeks, my weight had leveled out. I stopped gaining and losing. I would go up and down about 3 to 4 pounds every 2 days, just depending how severe my bloat was.
Right. Okay. And then, so would you say it was hard, easy, both? How would you describe it?
I felt I was pretty motivated, so it did come easy to me. And I was used to dieting, because I've been dieting for 18 months, thinking that would correct my problem.
Yeah.
But I felt it was easy.
Okay.
I always have to prepare, go out into the real world, which is outside of my house, prepared, or else I would lead to having to eat out. And I can't always tell what someone puts in something.
Yeah. And so, like, it's been a couple of months, I think, or how long's it been since we started? 1 month, 2?
I'm on week 6. Monday will be week 7.
So a month and a half. Yeah. And so is it getting a little bit easier to eat out? Okay. Yeah.
I can definitely eat out. No, I can eat out. I found restaurants that are very accommodating.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, those things are awesome. And so I know you had filled out symptom surveys like before and during and after. Excuse me. I failed to look up those numbers. I don't remember. I just remember you had a big reduction in like the symptom survey numbers, as well as like how, you know, a big reduction in like overall inflammatory feelings that you had and everything. So anything else you want to say about that? Any, you know, just.
The one thing that did make it easy is, since I do keep a food diary, when I was introducing something new, since I only did one item a day for a couple days, and then a new item, but never more than one item on a day, I always knew exactly what item created the inflammation.
Right.
Like, I was able to pinpoint it. It was this at this time, rather than, oh, I had, you know, this cake and there's like 7 different items. I just kept it very simple.
That's huge. That's really huge. Yeah. So would you recommend anybody else do this process that you just went through?
Yeah, I can almost swear by it. Like, I think that it's just everyone should do it that has a gut issue, because I'll sit there and read blogs and stuff on people who are following a low food map diet and they're still having pains. And I'm like, oh, I know the answer. But, you know,
Right.
sometimes unsolicited advice is not looked at. So
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's surprising because sometimes it is. You would not believe how many people come to me from some Facebook group or, like something like that. And so I'm always like curious, what group was that? And something like Simple Ingredients or Instapot or, different groups like that. I'm like, well, that's just really cool. So, so people actually do listen to that unsolicited advice. I think they're just so desperate for what will help them because they're trying everything and it's not working and they just need a solution. So, anything else? I out of questions for you. What all do you have?
The other thing I liked about your program, or I like about your program, is your full script, your supplement list.
Yeah.
At first I was apprehensive and I'm like, no, I already have this stuff. But my husband's like, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You're going to go all in. So he made me purchase everything. He's like, just do it. And I love everything. Like the turmeric pills, I keep them in my purse. And then the activated charcoal, I carry that with me just in case. And it kind of, even though I haven't had a flare up in quite some time, knowing that I have something in my purse that's going to work in case makes me feel so much more like I can actually plan a vacation where I'm going to be in a bikini and know I can accidentally eat something and I'll be okay.
Right. That's huge. That really is huge. Yeah. You don't have to be a prisoner to like your own, digestive stuff going on. So, okay. Well, I guess that about wraps it up. I don't have anything else. But I mean, if you're interested in this, just get a hold of me somehow. And Lindsay and I, we actually we live fairly close in proximity, but we never did meet actually in person because we can do it virtually so easily. And so it just works out easier often, for, especially if you have kids or you just have schedules and stuff like that. So because of, virtual appointments, I'm able to see people anywhere in the United States, which is pretty cool. But then it's just really nice when I see somebody close by. So I actually know their community and I know some of the stores and, that's kind of nice. But anyway, well, thanks for sharing. And I guess we will talk later.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.